Kevin Stefanski feels like his job may be on the line.
GM have signed extensions. They're not going anywhere.
That doesn't matter.
Anthony, I'm like, I could absolutely see. And now you're going up against maybe the best team in the NFC, or definitely top 3 in the NFC.
The Cleveland Browns are at a crossroads right now, and it looks like things could be changing soon. Reports are coming out that Kevin Stefanski's future with the team is in question, with rumors pointing to internal frustration about his approach, especially when it comes to certain players. And all of this seems to be connected to one name, Shadur Sanders. It's no secret that the Browns have struggled at the quarterback position, and while Stefanski has his system, there's been talk that he's been reluctant to adjust for new talent, like Sanders, a rising star who's been turning heads. So what does this mean for Stefanski's job security? Could the Browns really make a change? Let's take a look at what's going on behind the scenes, how Shadur Sanders could be a factor, and what this could mean for the future of the franchise. Despite the mounting pressure, Stefanski's resolve remains unshaken. He's sticking to his guns when it comes to Dillon Gabriel, refusing to waver on his belief that the young quarterback is still a work in progress. In a recent press conference, Stefanski made it clear that his focus is on Gabriel's long-term development, insisting that patience is essential for a player at this stage of his career. He pointed out that Gabriel is still learning and improving, downplaying any shortcomings as part of the process.
Yeah, I think just the big focus for us, Mary Kay, is we have to be better in all areas, players, coaches, you name it. Obviously, Dillon is in his second start, some good things to build off of. He's learning.
However, this unwavering support for Gabriel is starting to backfire. Fans, who have seen the Browns struggle week after week, are growing increasingly frustrated. Analysts are questioning Stefanski's ability to adapt and make the necessary adjustments. The question on everyone's mind is whether his commitment to Gabriel, despite the growing losses, is a sign of stubbornness or a genuine belief in the quarterback's potential. As the losses pile up, Stefanski's stance is becoming harder to justify, and the pressure to make a change is only intensifying. Stefanski's unwavering support for Dillon Gabriel is starting to raise serious doubts, and it seems those doubts have reached the top. Reports indicate that team owner Jimmy Haslam is not pleased with Stefanski's refusal to consider other options, especially as the Browns continue to struggle. The tension is becoming more evident, and during the recent press conference leading up to the Steelers game, Stefanski's reluctance to even mention Shadur Sanders was noticeable. It led to speculation that Stefanski may not be open to the idea of bringing in Sanders at all.
He should be now. He should be starting now, but here's Stefanski's answer the other day. Why didn't you give Shadur a shot in the fourth quarter? And he won't even speak Shadur's name. He never refers to the question about Shadur with saying Shadur's name.
This is clearly a situation that isn't going to sit well with Jimmy Haslam, who has made it clear that he wants to see what both rookies have to offer. Analysts have pointed out that Shadur Sanders holds particular significance in this scenario, especially since it was Haslam himself who pushed for the decision to sign Sanders. While Stefanski may have tried to deflect the responsibility, placing the blame on Andrew Berry, the situation is more complicated. Analysts believe that it's Stefanski's outright disregard for Shadur Sanders, refusing to even acknowledge him as a viable option, that is truly fueling Haslam's frustration. Mary Kay Cabot recently pointed out that Stefanski made a critical mistake by underestimating Shadur Sanders' growing fame. According to Cabot, with a player of Sanders' caliber, it's simply impossible to ignore or downplay his rising popularity. Sanders isn't just a talented quarterback. He brings a massive fan base with him. And the more the Browns try to downplay his significance, the more backlash they're facing. Instead of managing the situation, their efforts to shift the focus away from Sanders have only made things worse. The mounting pressure from fans and media alike is now impossible to ignore, and it's becoming clear that the Browns' handling of this situation is not just a football issue, it's becoming a public relations headache as well. As the pressure mounts, Stefanski's refusal to embrace Sanders only makes the situation more volatile, and it seems the team is now caught in a tightening vice. Skip Bayless didn't hold back, going so far as to suggest that Stefanski might be trying to paint Shadur Sanders as a spoiled kid in an attempt to downplay his importance and deflect attention. However, Bayless was quick to shoot down this narrative, emphasizing that Sanders has never acted entitled or like a spoiled brat on the field. While it's true that Shadur comes from a wealthy background, Bayless pointed out that his actions and demeanor speak for themselves. He's always carried himself with humility, and his work ethic has been undeniable. According to Bayless, Shadur's character is solid, and he's earned his place in the spotlight through dedication and performance, not by resting on his background. This is something that Haslam and the Browns' leadership won't ignore when making their next move.
You know, people would say, well, he's a spoiled kid. You know, he was raised rich. He was raised rich, but he ain't no spoiled kid.
Right.
He doesn't act like a spoiled kid on the football field.
Right.
He's a tough kid. He looks like he's from the toughest neighborhood you could ever imagine. He just got that in his blood. His father.
Kevin Stefanski is undeniably at a crossroads. His rigid approach to the quarterback situation, particularly his unwavering support for Dillon Gabriel despite mounting pressure, is Jimmy Haslam, the owner of the Browns, has made it clear that he wants to see what both of the rookie quarterbacks can bring to the table. It was Haslam, after all, who pushed for Sanders to be signed in the first place. And while Stefanski might try to deflect blame onto Andrew Berry, the fact remains that it's his handling of Sanders that is fueling the fire. Haslam, known for his impatience when it comes to leadership changes, is unlikely to tolerate a head coach who refuses to adapt to the evolving landscape of his roster. With the pressure mounting from every direction, fans, analysts, and the owner, it's clear that Stefanski's position is becoming increasingly precarious. His refusal to entertain new ideas, particularly in regard to Sanders, could be his downfall. Haslam is not one to shy away from making bold moves, and if Stefanski's stubbornness continues, the Browns may have no choice but to make a change. The clock is ticking, and Stefanski's future with the team hangs in the balance. A decision could come at any moment, and it's clear that the stakes have never been higher.